Hello, hello. Welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. I'm Julie Davison, and this is my mother, Susan LaCroix. It is Sunday, November 27th. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the United States. Thanksgiving was this past Thursday, and we're actually together today. Mom's down in Champaign visiting me in Illinois. Although actually probably when this airs, you will be driving home. But we pre-recorded so that we could enjoy the holiday weekend together. And I'm so excited that you guys are coming in just a couple days from the day that we're filming this.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. And again, just if you haven't seen last week's video, you really need to. Should we tell them if they haven't seen it?
Yes, absolutely. We kept the secret for so long, and it was so hard, not to say what our big surprise was.
Yeah, we're honored to be joined by Shelley Gardner and Sarah Douglas, who celebrated with us our milestone year, in particular Julie's. So it was great. And they were so gracious, and it was so much fun. So if you haven't seen it, I hope you go back and watch it. And you won't miss any videos if you subscribe to our channels. So we each have our own YouTube channel, so you can pick and choose who you'd like to subscribe to, and that way you won't miss any episodes.
Yes, or both. Subscribe to both our channels.
Subscribe to both. Yeah. What the heck?
Well, this is an exciting week coming up because starting on Thursday, December 1st, there's two exciting things. First of all, demonstrators will get to pre-order from the brand new January through April 2023 mini catalog. But the other exciting thing is that there is a last chance sale with big discounts, up to 60% off a whole bunch of things from the July through December 2022 mini catalog that are retiring. And so those discounts start on Thursday, December 1st. So we're going to talk about some of the discounts today. And if you go to the online store today, you're not going to see those prices. So make sure that you make out your list and be ready to go for the last chance sale, which starts on Thursday, December 1st. And we'll put in the video description, we'll put a link to the last chance list so you can check out and see what those deals are and plan your order and get ready. And so today, I think we have some things that we're using that are going to be on sale. Are you ready to share the bundle that we're showcasing?
Yes, I am.
Let's flip the camera over.
All right. So mini catalog, it just seems like yesterday it came out, but it's almost done. But there's still plenty in here that we're still using. So today we are going to use the Joyful Flurry Bundle. That's on page 19 of the mini catalog. And as Julie pointed out, that there are things that are on sale where you see this little set of dies right here. Those are 60% off. 60, which takes the price down to $13.60 US.
For the snowflake dies. That is incredible. I still can't believe how cheap they are.
Right? Yes, it is pretty amazing. And this is really a fun set. I've been having some fun. I haven't used it a lot, although I do have a class that I'm going to do that I was inspired by another demonstrator, but I'll show you that when I'm done with mine. So that is what we're using today. Let me show you the actual physical bundle. So here is the stamp set. It's a cling stamp set. Oh dear, I'm getting some glare. And I'm trying to adjust there. Okay, anyway, it is a set of 10 cling stamps. So you've got 4 different sizes of snowflakes, some great greetings, and including one for New Year's. So it's kind of nice, right?
That's a good one.
And then, and then here are the dies. There are 12 dies in here. Some fun label dies. I've been doing some slanted, tags anyway.
Yeah.
But some of these don't die cut the whole thing. It just kind of makes them pop up a little bit. So that's kind of fun. And you can stamp and die cut what you've stamped. So, which I'm going to be doing. So there it is. Let's get to it. Julie, are you ready?
I am. I'm just getting out my sample that doesn't cut through all the way so I can show it, and I had to fluff it a little bit. So here's a card that I made, and I used that die in the background that didn't cut all the way through. And I think it just kind of adds a fun dimension where it's sort of die cut, and like I said, I just fluffed it a little bit. I made this one back in July and August, so I used some of that polka dot paper that was part of the celebration. I stamped on the paper and then stamped and die cut the snowflakes and added some sequins, a little embossing on the sentiment. I love those colors together, Pool Party and Fresh Freesia. I also really love these colors that I'm using today. I grabbed some paper. These are from the Storybook Gnome designer paper. I forgot to look and see if this one was discounted, but it definitely is retiring. And the snowflake or the gnomes, there's snowflakes on most of the B-sides. And so the colors here are Pool Party and Balmy Blue and Pacific Point, which is just such a fun bright color. So I've got two pieces of designer paper, and they're both 1 7/8 inch by 5 1/4 inch. And then I have a white piece of cardstock that is 1 7/8 inch by 3 1/8 inch. And today's card was inspired by one that I received from Wanda McIntyre. I'm going to show you her card. She actually sent me 2 cards. And so it's just kind of got a fun fold. So she used the, I don't remember the name of this paper. It's not Nature's Print.
Gold.
Which one?
Gold. Distressed Gold.
Oh, no, the designer paper that has, it's like Nature's Print, except it has the different colors. It's like on the tip of my tongue. So she has 2 different colors here. The Bermuda Bay and the Blackberry Bliss, just so beautiful. She said she was inspired by and got directions from Laura Craft Closet from her September 8th post of this year. And she sent me, I love this, she sent me the template so that I could make my own. And so I'm gonna I'll do a graphic version so that we can share it in the video description so you can print it out. This is what Wanda sent me. And I thought it was just so amazing. I love making little prototypes like this. So it makes it easy to remember and to visualize a lot easier. So I'm going to get out my paper trimmer and we're going to walk through these cuts together. So my card base is 5.5 by 8.5.
Sorry.
Did you look up the paper?
I did. It's Pretty Prints.
Pretty Prints, that's right. And so there's Blackberry, Bermuda Bay, Calypso Coral, and is there a 4th color?
I just
It's okay, you don't have to look.
Oh, there it is. Yes, let's see. We have Evening Evergreen.
That's
Coastal
it.
Cabana, Calypso Coral, Blackberry Bliss, Bermuda Bay, Gorgeous Grape, Shaded Spruce, Soft Seafoam, Soft Succulent, and Sweet Sorbet. So they're kind of intermingled.
Yeah.
With the different colors. So, but it's a large color palette, really.
Yeah, really beautiful. Okay, so for this fun fold card, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to line up the cardstock at 2 1/8 inch. And so I'm coming down here, and this would be 2 1/4. So I'm going to back it up to 2 1/8. And then I'm going to cut from 2 1/8 down to 6 3/8 inch. So I'm using the ruler on the side of my paper trimmer. I've added a piece of tear and tape so that you can see a little bit easier here. We're going to line up the line. That's where the cutting blade is actually cutting. We're going to line that up at 2 1/8 inch, and we're going to slice all the way down to 6 3/8 inch. Okay, so that is our one and only cut on this card, is just right down the side there. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to score, and the first score is going to be at 4 1/4, which is just scoring the card in half. That's like a regular score line. I'm going to bring it over to 2 1/8 inch again, and I'm going to score from the top down to the cut line. And then I'm going to come over and I'm going to turn it because I want to go 2 1/8 inch from the other side. And I'm going to score from the cut line to the edge. So what we have then is like a little doot, 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 and you can see it better here where it's already cut. So scoring down the middle, and then the one cut line. So that's it. I know these fun fold cards sometimes look really complicated, but once you kind of break it down, it's often not as hard as you look. So then it's just a matter of a Z fold, and we're going to use our bone folder to get a nice good crease on all of the fold lines so that our card folds the way we want it to and stays flat.
That is a great fold.
Isn't that fun? So it's kind of like a regular Z fold, just with like a cut that that changes it up a little bit. I've done some different versions of this card, but I thought this was really cool. So then we're going to add that designer paper. I gave you the measurements earlier. We're going to add the designer paper on the ends. So let's do that now. And I have a piece of white for the part that we would write our message on. And so this card doesn't have like a big space, a big inside. So that piece is just going to go right in here. And, oh, I feel like I really could have gone a lot wider than that. That's interesting. Doesn't it look like it could go another,
maybe 1/8 of an inch or something?
Yeah, at least I'm going to cut a new piece because I feel like it's so skinny already. I want to maximize that piece. So I know 3 1/8 inch for sure. And so this one is 1 7/8 inch. So I'm going to go, yeah, let's just try
2 1/8 maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to do 2 1/8, and I can always cut it. Yeah, I think it needs to be 2 inches. Let's see how we like that.
It's amazing how much that little 1/8 of an inch, what a difference it makes.
I know, right? So here, I think this fits a lot better. Here was the other one before, and it's just has this big space in there. Okay, so this was our measurement, and we're going to do 2 inches. 2 inches by 3 1/8 is what we're going to do on this one. So I'm just going to do some quick stamping on this one. I love that the Let It Snow sentiment is like perfectly sized because this is really small. It's kind of a small space to be writing on. So I'm going to just do Let It Snow and some little snowflakes with this little guy. You probably want there to be a third one, so.
I do, yes. I wasn't going to say anything, biting my tongue.
Well, the thing is, there's other snowflakes on the card, and so.
It's okay.
I was trying to remember if it will be an odd number still when they're all together. We'll see. The problem is when you open the card, there's like different layers, and parts of it show in one place and parts of it show in another place. Okay, so this is going to go right here, and it's still the inside of the card because you won't see it when the card is closed. In fact, I could see it a little bit. I'm going to just move it over just a smidgy.
Is so that it gets a crafting term, smidgy?
Yeah.
It is now.
Well, I got some of the wonderful snowflakes. These are carryover from last year, and they are one of the things that's last chance. And there's a really great discount on these wonderful snowflakes. They're laser cut snowflakes. You get 24. And I love just how they can just be such a great little accent for the card. And so I am using one of those, and we'll add that onto the card with a Stampin' Glue Dot. And then I have the stamped sentiment, which I die cut with the corrugating dies. And this one's going to go on with Stampin' Dimensionals. I also stamped and die cut some snowflakes with Pacific Point. ink, and I kind of played around and I tried and I did some with the Balmy Blue, but I really liked them to be all the dark color. So I'm going to add the medium one over here in the empty square. And I'm going to do the small one with a Stampin' Dimensional kind of over here. And the big one is going to go on a window sheet. Can you see that? I loved this aspect of the card. So I'm going to do a glue dot on one end of the window sheet and then add that to the back of the snowflake. And you could add another snowflake back here if you want. I had another one that was die cut and they weren't symmetrical, like they didn't fit back to back. So if you were going to add one to cover it up, I would just do a die cut and you'll have to just put it on regular. Like you wouldn't be able to see the snowflake behind it. Maybe, I don't know, you'd have to mess around with it a little more. Then this is going to attach back here. And so I'm going to kind of figure out where I want that to go. And it looks like I need to cut a little bit off the end. And so I'm just going to do that really quick with my scissors. So this is about a 1/2 inch wide, a 1/2 inch wide, and then I don't know, 4 inches maybe long. But it's adjustable, so you can adjust it to whatever you need it to be. Okay. And then this is going to go on with tear and tape just because that is nice and secure. And I'm going to want it to make sure it doesn't go over the edge over here. So I'm trying to keep that sizing in mind. And I'm also want it to form like a, you know, like a doot 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 with 3, another technical term.
Doot, doot, doot.
So I got the 3 going on now, but then when you open it up, you add the 4th one. But then we added 3 more here, so we're still odd. Isn't that so much fun?
That is a beautiful card, Julie.
Thank you. Well, I feel like we need to add some bling and bling it up. And so my original sample, I'll show you my original sample used the Fine Art Sparkle Gems, which are another thing that are on sale. They're like $3 or something during the last chance sale. And I love those, but I also, when I was pulling things out, found these adhesive backed stars, which I have like hardly used at all. And so I thought I would try some of these and we can see which one we prefer. So I'm going to highlight the small star and then add some stars underneath the tag as well. We added 3, so I think we're still even. Oh no, now we're odd. Well, no, that's part of that one, so that still counts, right?
Yep, that's fine. I almost prefer the Fine Sparkle Gems.
I can't decide. I like the blue of the gems and I like the way that they blend in, but I also think it's fun to have a little bit of shine and sparkle on this one.
You'll have to leave a comment and let us know which one you like.
Yes, adhesive backed stars or Fine Sparkle Gems. I have 2 more cards to share really quick with what is the name of this bundle?
Frosted Flurry.
Frosted Flurry. Oh, this is actually yours, Mom. It was a swap card that you made, and I love the simplicity with the 3 snowflakes, and then you use some different gems. This looks like the sequins, the loose sequins that were the everything fancy sequins. So pretty. And then the second one I have is from Angie Leach, and she used the big background stamp with the crystal snowflake and some Orchid Oasis ink. I love that paired with the fresh freesia.
Nice.
So much fun. Are you ready, Mom, to share your card?
I am. Okay, so I have quite a little bit of stamping and things to do. So I'm using the same card base that Julie is, the Balmy Blue. I have some basic white and some of the Glimmer paper and a piece of Night of Navy. There's no dimensions on here because I dyed them out, die cut them out with the decal edge, all 3 pieces. So on the Glimmer paper, I actually die cut a couple of the snowflakes in the center of this. This is a great way to conserve some of your paper because you're not going to see that when it gets layered on. So that's a little tip. This big deco piece is going to be our inside. So we're going to go ahead and stamp that right now in Night of Navy. And we're using Joyful Wishes. I have to make sure I'm doing the orientation right because I don't want to do it sideways. Okay, so we're going to do Joyful Wishes. And we're going to stamp a couple little of the little small snowflakes around here. And then we're going to set this aside for the moment. I'm also going to stamp a couple of these snowflakes, a couple of the snowflakes on a piece of Balmy Blue scrap in Night of Navy. Because like Julie, I like that darker kind of outline of this. All right, so I'm taking a chance here because I didn't do this ahead of time, which I usually try to do. All right, so we're going to set that aside till we're going to ready to get my little die cutting machine out. And I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to take, and I forgot the name of this embossing folder, but it's got all the snowflakes. This is from the annual catalog.
I think it's called Wintry. And there's 2 of them. It comes with the pine needles and the snowflakes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Sarah Douglas, if you ever watch her, she usually does a video on Tuesday afternoons. And get my plates and stuff out here. And she, I've done this technique, but it's been a long time, but I really like what she did. And so my thing is I'm doing it with the snowflakes. She used Winter Wonderland embossing folder. So what you want to do is use the Stampin' Up side. There's a little Stampin' Up there. And I'm just going to ink this up. And this is probably really juicy. I think that's good enough, huh? Put this aside over here. And I'm going to set my Night of Navy cardstock on here. Oh, you know what? I think it needs a little more ink. Right in this corner. Okay. It looks pretty wet, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It looks a whole lot of messy.
It is kind of a messy little thing, but I'm going to set my my embossing folder in here, and we're going to use plate 1, and we're going to use plate 3. We don't need the cutting plates, so I don't know why I brought them over. Oh, because I need them for the snowflakes. That's why. All right. So I'm going to run these through. Now look at this, Julie. Come on, get in there. Why is it going in? You know why? Oh, I know why. Because it's like a 3D, right? Whoop. Let's do this. This should still work. You know what? It's not. So I'm going over to my big guy.
You know, that's really interesting. Because I've never used the smaller 3D embossing folders in the mini machine. And so I was just thinking, like, I don't know. There's actually, I think a different base.
Oh, for this one? Maybe I don't have that base.
Well, there are 2. There's a 3 and a 4, and one of them is for regular embossing folders, and one of them is for 3D embossing folders. So for your mini machine, you want to use the darker number 4 embossing plates.
Yes, that was my problem because I didn't pull that one out. Okay, so if you can see this, I'm just trying to be careful with my embossing folder because it's loaded with ink. So it just kind of, it leaves a darker blue, and the raised snowflakes are the Night of Navy. I just
think that's so cool.
Isn't that nice? All right, so now I need to bring my plates back because I need to die cut these guys out. So let's see if I can do this without messing it up, right? All right, so this time I want my base plate of 1 and a cutting plate that's plate 2 and my dies. So I want these 2 dies. Whoop, come back here. And I want this one and this one. This one goes up here. And this one down here. I really did mean to do this ahead of time so I'd have them. And I didn't. And then we want our other cutting plate over that. And we're going to cut out these snowflakes. And here they are. Well, this one got kind of messed up, but I'll show you my original sample. You'll see how it's supposed to look. But I'm going to keep going on this one. All right. So now we're going to fold this. I'm not sure where my bone folder disappeared to. And we're going to put this down with some not snail. Oh my goodness me. With
steel.
And ink all over my, the plain spray mess. All right. I'm going to set this down here. And don't worry about those smudges because we're going to cover them up. And I have found that using dimensionals on the cardstock helps it stick better to this glimmer paper. Have you found that, Julie?
Yeah, I like dimensionals on the glitter paper.
Oh my goodness. Snowflakes. Yeah, it's been snowing. Have you had much snow there, Julie?
We've had some flurries, nothing that has stuck to the ground for very long, which is fine by me.
Dad actually had to go out and shovel before a class. So the ladies wouldn't slip. All right, so here we go. We've got this.
Oh, that's so pretty.
They're pretty, and I'm going to go ahead and put my inside in.
And I know that the camera's not doing it justice with that glitter paper. Like it's so really sparkly in person.
Yeah, that it is. Okay. All right. So now I forgot my sentiment piece. But that's okay. So you can see that, right? I'm just going to bring out this one.
Oh, I love how it all comes together.
So this is how it does. So one of those sparkling snowflakes that I die cut out would go there. And then the sentiment, let it snow, with one of the dies for the labels, and then some iridescent rhinestones on there. And, and the inside, joyful wishes. So that is my project. I kind of messed it up today. So that's all right. right?
You just got to keep persisting, you know, like
Yeah.
sometimes that happens. I have off days where I feel like I stamp the same thing like 10 times.
Oh,
I
yes.
just can't get it right. So you just don't
Yeah.
let it stop you. That's the lesson.
Yes,
Just
no.
keep
See, so I would, obviously have redone these, and maybe put some washi tape on to hold it down
Yeah.
so that we got better die cut images. But again, that's life. And yeah, so I just love this technique, and you should give it a try. It is messy, I will tell you. But I just like how this turned out. So I have
So
something
beautiful.
else to share with you. I'm going to close up my ink though, because
Yeah.
all right. So what I did, and Julie, I can't remember, was this Dina Riekhouse when I show you?
Leanne Greff.
Leanne Greff. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I have seen a bunch of demonstrators. I have to say, I've seen a bunch of demonstrators sharing projects using this technique, but it was Leanne. It was either earlier this year or last year. She was the first one, and she has a cutting template to cut five at a time, I think is what she called it. Five at a time card template. But it is so much fun. And I love the way your cards turned out, Mom. So tell us how you stamped it.
okay, so I took Starry Sky, Night of Navy, and Balmy Blue, and I just took the three largest snowflakes. And I think on Leanne's, she just did hers down the center, I believe. And I wanted
it had a similar kind of
okay.
yeah.
Because I've seen some demonstrators, they've just done like the Bows of Holly stamp set, and they've just stamped it down the middle. So, and what I did is I cut this in 4. And then I trimmed it down for each card. So what I did, pull these over here. Come on, cards. All right. Is I used a Starry Sky card base.
Oh, I love
used a
it.
Balmy Blue card base. I used a basic white card base and a Night of Navy card base.
Ooh, I can't decide which color I like best.
Well, what I'm envisioning is a class, and they get all 4 colors.
Yeah.
So that they can match them. And so the inside, I just took, again, one of each of the snowflakes and put them in there.
Oh, nice.
So they're all the same. This one's the same, but just, I turned it the other way. So yeah, that I just, I'm having fun with this flurry. So that is, actually it's going to be part of a card class.
I love it. I feel like I haven't used the snowflakes a lot yet because it didn't feel right stamping snowflakes, in the middle of the summertime. But I'm ready now. I'm ready to stamp snowflakes. And I'm so glad that we have so many great products to use to make some snowy cards. And this is a beautiful bundle.
It really is. And I just thought having the same label, the same thing on all 4 just kind of makes it an easier set to put together once you get it all trimmed down the way you want it, because the snowflakes will be in different spots on all your cards.
Yeah, I love it. Well, let's turn the camera around. Did you have any other samples?
No, that was it. I think I better stop on ahead.
Let's turn the camera around and we'll show off our projects together. Oh, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Well, it can snow soon. It's almost time, although it's still not technically winter. I would be happy living in a place that didn't snow at all. I feel like we've gotten less and less snow in Illinois over the last few years. It's really lessened a lot. So that's fine with me. I love when it's light and it looks really pretty, a little snow flurry, some snow on Christmas Day or when we're cozy inside. I don't like the snow when Jim's out driving for work and then I just worry too much. So
yeah, I like it when it clings to the trees and on the grass. I think it's kind of this winter wonderland kind of things, and colorful birds on the bird feeders, and
that is always so fun.
It really is. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our projects, and Yes, I hope you do. And I hope you give my technique a try, even though it was kind of a hot mess, but
It was an amazing technique, and your card turned out beautiful. And I think
it
it's just
did.
a testament to, you got to just like keep at it and don't
Yeah,
stop,
that's right.
because like
That's
we're
right.
not perfect.
No, we're
And
not.
so it's okay to not have things be perfect and to have to redo them
Yeah.
and read. I had to recut a piece for my card because it wasn't quite right. So like we're just being real. We're keeping it
We
real
are.
here
That's
on
who we
Sunday
are. And those of
Stamping.
you who know me know that that happens to me. So it does. Well, listen, we hope you have a wonderful week. We hope you're staying warm and cozy wherever you are. And if you're someplace warm, just think of us up here in the
Yes.
frozen north.
Send us
And
sunny vibes.
yeah, send us warm vibes, please. And thank you. At least we didn't get the snow that Buffalo, New York got a little while back.
Oh, yes.
They had to actually move their game here to
Oh my
Detroit.
gosh.
And they were supposed to host the Cleveland Browns. And so they came to Ford Field and played their game. So very interesting.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes, but at
Yeah.
least we were able to host them. So it was great. But on that note, until next Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie, we hope you have a phenomenal week, and we'll see you next week. Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody. Bye, Mom. Love
Bye,
you.
babe. Love you too.